Hello everybody, I hope you're having fun making some beautiful pottery. I've made some gorgeous pottery, I really do love it. I feel very proud of myself because I feel like my journey is very slowly improving. So I've made some little pieces and what I'm going to do is trim them on the wheel. Now I'm not really great at centering these, and you'll notice a few boo-boos in here, but look, I'm going to keep this real and leave it in there because learning pottery is much harder than I actually thought it would be. So I'm going to trim these. Now I did get a little trimming tool, the pear trimming tool, with my kit when I first got everything, but honestly, I don't think it was very good. It didn't have the little angles. It wasn't very sharp. So I went back to my pottery place and bought one that was much better. So anyway, that's what I'm doing at the moment. And as I'm doing the voiceover, I've got like 30 messages that just keep coming over. So I'm sorry if it gives you a little bleep in between. But anyway, let's get going with the video. So anyway, I started trimming and I really do love this process because I kind of feel like it goes together. But sometimes when I put it on the wheel, I'm wetting the bottom of it to try and make it stick to the wheel. I feel like it just flies off sometimes. Maybe I have got the speed too high. The speed I'm using is, I think, 170 on my little Viva pottery machine that my family did buy me for Christmas, which was really sweet. And I do love this little machine, and I thought, look, if I can make pottery on a discount pottery wheel, imagine what I can do in time on a really big fast one. So it's a really great tool. So if anyone's looking at buying a pottery wheel, I can definitely advise the one that I've got is really good. It's just the Viva, and it's white and it kind of has a box. And the only thing that I will say about it is I have noticed that sometimes the water leaks from the bowl. So if I'm trying to take it apart, even though I'm trying to get all the water out, that's the only thing that, to me, it's not super tight. So that's the only negative I can give. But everything else, I've really enjoyed it and had some fun. So here I am putting on my little stamp after beveling it, and you've seen it fly off. So, I mean, look, we'll have a laugh together. And I just thought, look, some of the pots I know the surface at the top of them was not even, but I thought, look, I'm still learning this, and I thought somebody will love these, and I'm going to make candle pots out of these anyway, because I am a professional candle soap maker. That's what I do for my job. And I thought, look, it really doesn't matter. And I think going forward, my idea with candles and soaps, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try and make pottery pieces that kind of go well with that, so that it's all really cohesive and lovely. And at the same time, it will give me just a really nice hobby with pottery. I always wanted to do pottery as a hobby, but I was actually nervous. I don't know why. I just thought I wouldn't be good at it on the wheel. Like, I have done slip casting I did like 3 years of slip casting courses many years ago. So obviously I was still a bit rusty and had to, get up on that. And I'm still learning lots of different things. But anyway, today has been about, I've got my little pottery studio, so I repainted it, made it beautiful so that I feel really calm in here. And then it was just really lovely to sit in here, just trim everything and go along. Now, I'm sure I'm not doing it perfect, and I know there's other tools to use, but I thought, look, to start with, I'm just going to get used to one and just kind of find my style. I feel like everyone needs a style, and I feel like my style is, I really do like pots that have a rounded bottom, a little tiny foot on them, but a rounded bottom, a rounded top. So that's kind of the style that I'm going with. But anyway, I did have fun, definitely, doing this. And then what I decided to do, because as you've seen at the start, the silly pot flew off the wheel. And I have seen a lot of other potters where they, even though they kind of stick it down, they sort of hold it as well, like they put their finger or a tool or something to hold it straight. So anyway, that's what I kind of tried to do, and I'm just showing you the pots as I go along. And I'm really proud of them because I only got this wheel at Christmas, so what are we now? We're mid-January. So it's been like, I don't know, 3 weeks. And I feel like I am getting better. At the start, I couldn't even pull the wheels up. Sorry, the wheels. I couldn't even pull the walls up. Oh, gosh, see, my brain isn't here. And then I thought, wow, I can't even do this. And I have watched, hundreds of videos. I really honestly have. And I thought, why can't I do this? But anyway, I definitely can. I'm learning. I'm not very good at pulling the walls up straight, but that's okay. From what I've seen, many people, when they pull them up, they don't seem to go straight. They seem to go out, and maybe that's just a natural reaction with your hands. But anyway, it doesn't matter because this is all about trimming. So, so you can see, like I said, I've just continued with this hair tool. Tell me if you're using something else, another tool you like. Do any of you use, one of those centering devices? Because I was thinking of buying one, but then I seen the price that they were like $400, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of money. I can buy dozens of bags of clay with that. And I know they're probably really good. I know it's an investment, but this is a hobby for me. It's not really for a professional thing. Maybe one day, but I don't have plans on making it professional other than making candle jars. And the reason I wanted to make my own candle jars is I actually think, we use candles and then you just throw the jar out. But if I made something that was food safe and whatever, people could reuse the jar or repurpose it rather than just going in landfill. So that's my idea. With my candle jars, I started with like hydrostone, which is like jasminites. Obviously, you can't put that in a kiln and put the beautiful gloss on it. You can put a glaze on it, but it can't be fired or anything because that's really a dry set kind of thing. And then I really did want to have something that was unique with pottery, and they're like one of a kind of candles. So each candle there'll only be one of, because as we all know, making things, they're kind of a bit different. So anyway, so that's my whole idea, and I'm hoping to be able to make pots that will hold like maybe 200 grams of wax in the pot. So if I can do that and I can keep everything looking beautiful, that's exactly what I'm thinking of doing at the moment. But you'll see, I just keep going along the video, making these, just really, really pretty pots. I just love them. And I've been looking at some kilns. I probably will end up buying one. I'm going to buy a really small one at the start because I don't want to have all the hassle with the electricity. And my home is, it's about 75 years old, I think. So it would be a big job to rewire it, and I just don't have that kind of money to be able to do that. So I'm thinking, I might just look at a really tiny one. And even if it only fires 4 pieces at a time, that's okay for me. I don't really need anything major, but at the moment I do just rent a little space in somebody else's kiln near me. So that's, at the moment, that's fine. And I've looked at lots of kilns, so I'm hoping to spend only $3,000. And I've seen a few that are around 3. So anyway, I'll have to save up a little bit more before I do that. But I'm just, making some pieces, and I thought they can just sit on the shelf. They don't need to be fired straight away. There's no problem them sitting there. And and then of course I can get going and, just make some beautiful things. I have to also find where I'm going to put the kiln, because in my little room in here, it's just too small. I can't fit it in here. It needs to have somewhere a bit safer. So maybe we'll have to build something outside. I'm not sure, but anyway, we'll find something, won't we? So now I've done these ones, and look, I was a bit scared once I made it beautiful then to go and stick it down the opposite way, because then I'm going to ruin the foot. So I just thought, look, one of them I'm just going to clean up myself with the washer and just leave the foot flat, and I didn't mind that. So let me know, is this how you actually make yours all beautiful and trim them in the end? Because I'm not sure. And you can see here, honestly, I feel like everything just was wonky donkey. And fell. And I did get this little stamp made. If you are looking for a stamp, I got it made on Etsy from, I can't even remember the person. I think it was $70. And it's metal. And basically, they had some symbols of pottery pots, and then you can just put your name. But my daughter and my husband have a 3D printer. So I said to my husband, I want him to make me one that would just say Jane on it, which is just my name. So I thought that would be a good idea anyway. So now we are going to do, I think, the last pot. No, I think I'd do another one after this one actually. But anyway, like I said, I just thought this was just a good time just to show you exactly what I'm doing. And let's get watching. Now here I go with one of the last ones. I decided to put a really cute little foot on this one. And I really do like this little pear tool because one side is the fat side and the other side's the thin side. And I know that is not the way to explain it, but anyway, you know what I mean. And the thinner side, I found that I could make a nice little cute foot on it. So that's what I did with these little bowls. The one thing too that I kind of struggle with is obviously when you make something that's really not how it's going to look, obviously that pot is going to look, much smaller because it's going to shrink. And so then that's the harder thing as well. But I've definitely decided that mid-fire is for me, the mid-fire clay. The white clay, I really do like that one. It's much softer to use. And the one that I'm using, which is the stone clay, I just felt like, or stoneware clay, I just felt that it's really hard to manage no matter how much I wedge it, no matter what I do. It's so much harder, and you've really got to force to, to kind of push in. So I'm not sold on that clay whatsoever. Maybe it's just one pot, I'm not sure. But anyway, so I'm going to go back to the mid-fire, which that's what I was first learning on, but I thought I'd give the other one a go as well. But anyway, maybe there's other clays. I know there's lots, and you can buy little sample packs of a few different ones. So I might have a go at a few other ones. I'd like to use a speckle one as well. But anyway, I hope you like this one. This one turned out good. I hope you think so too. I was happy with that one. And when I actually did the walls of that one, I felt that it was much more straight. And I think I do feel like I can center, the clay, but obviously, the more you do, the better you get. But I feel like it's centered, and then maybe I knock it or something. I don't know. But anyway, and honestly, I thought, getting clay, you'd be able to center it easy, just build up the walls. And I've made lots and lots of pieces. I've used 20 kilos already of clay. and most of them have been duds, so I just threw them in the reclaim bucket, and I haven't even learnt to reclaim yet, but I will. So I've watched a few videos, and I do have two different buckets, one that has the stoneware in it and the other one that has the mid-fire. So anyway, I'm going to try and reclaim them, and we'll see what happens. But, you know, like obviously I'm new at this, and I've learned everything from the encyclopedia of YouTube, of course. And of course, so you can see that comes off there. And this is what I'm saying, like, you know, I'm really not sold on this idea of doing this. And the last piece, which I think is this one here, it's a really tiny little one. And look, honestly, it's not very good, but I thought it was just going to be good for me just to practice with. So that's why I decided to use it, because honestly I thought it was too shallow, and what happened was it was really wonky. So then I thought, look, I'm going to do what I've seen, where you put the needle thing in and then cut it around the top and start again. Anyway, it didn't end so well for me whatsoever, but I thought, look, we'll just keep it. And this is also why I want my own kiln, because I feel like, you know, when you're renting a space, you're putting all of these things in the rental space. Like, number one, you've got to wait longer, which I don't really mind the waiting. But the second thing that I think too is, if you just want to do one or two little things, you could just fire it at home. It's not going to cost that much. But, you know, like sometimes if you you know, are renting a space, it actually does cost a bit, because it's paying for their electricity, and obviously, you know, they're, you know, organising everything, so it does cost them money as well. So I do understand the cost involved, but obviously, you know, if you can afford your own in time, it's definitely a good idea. But I think, you know, you got to kind of think of, where am I going to put it? And that's the thing that I've noticed with me. I thought, like, I do have a bigger property because I live sort of further out in the country a little bit, 2 hours from the city. But, you know, I just thought, well, like, I've got my house, and then I have my shop at one side, and I have a studio at the back, and then I have a pottery studio. So I have two, which I'm very lucky with. But then there's no place that I kind of feel is really good. Although we do have concrete sort of outhouse, so maybe that couldn't be something. Anyway, my husband will look at that. He's an engineer, so he's always problem solving something and building things. He likes to build things. So I'm sure he'll come up with a contraption for me that's going to be suitable. But I'm definitely not going to put the kiln inside the house. I don't think that's a very safe or good idea. So yeah, anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me just, you know, make these little things and do these things. And this is just my little hobby baby YouTube channel. So I really do appreciate everyone following me along with my little fun journey. It's, you know, going to give me a little bit of calm, I think, in between all my medical appointments, my skin cancer appointments. I think, you know, it will just give me that little bit of calm and a nice hobby that I can just sit in here and think of nothing really. And it doesn't matter if the pottery pieces work or they don't, because I'm having fun. And I think that's so important, you know, just to have fun and, you know, just keep it all going. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. And I'll start to put some videos on here just randomly. I'm not going to choose a day or anything. And anyway, and hopefully we can learn, and you can see my journey with pottery and how I'm enjoying what I'm doing at the moment. So I popped this in here too. This is just my little studio, a little bit of the studio, so you can see what I've been up to. And I'll show you a full shot at a later date. Have a good day. Bye.